Now, the Anambra State House of Assembly has enacted a law making genotype tests compulsory before marriage. The law, known as Sickle Cell Disease Control and Eradication Repeal Law, seeks to eradicate sickle cell anemia in the state and set those living with it free from all kinds of oppression, abuse, and exploitation. The bill, passed on Tuesday, was sponsored by the member representing Anambra, the 2nd constituency, Charles Eziani, and 15 others. With the bill, parents and guardians in Anambra risk imprisonment if they give out their children or wards living with sickle cell anemia in marriage without verification of a qualified sickle cell disease prevention certificate. Dr. Jide Lawson also shared his view on this.
First of all, the idea about getting your genotype test done before getting married is a good one. So you know what your genotype and health status is. Now, to remind everybody, AS, two individuals that are AS, or even an AS individual marrying a sickler, would have increased chances of having a child that will carry the sickle cell gene. So, which we popularly refer to as sicklers. Well, the test is a good idea. Criminalizing not doing the test is not a very good idea. In fact, it's a bad idea. Now, I do understand what the state government is trying to achieve in ensuring that people get to do the tests, and it's almost like scare tactics, and that is not usually very beneficial when it comes to modifying behavioral tendencies. So I would have suggested that, okay, talk with the people. Let them understand the burden that comes. Okay, you say, okay, these individuals are sicklers. These are the challenges that they have, you know, from childhood to adulthood. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, and that's how you innovate a well thought out initiative, and let's get people to do the tests, and then you now put a ridiculous, it's ridiculous. Instead, what is usually advocated in behavioral health, community health, is talk with the people. Sensitization campaigns. For the individuals that go and get this test done, and the couple probably have spent years together, find out they are both AS or have AS and a sickler, you counsel them. This is the implication of this decision. You may have kids that will have this may happen. Are you okay with that? This is what we're going to do. This is what we will advise, and see them through it. However, that decision is ultimately theirs. Besides, if you outlaw it in Anambra, are you going to tell them not to get married in Enugu, or they decide to come to Lagos and get married? What will happen? It's their decision. I mean, there's so many stories of families having female children and giving them away just because they want to have a male heir. And then even when you do have males, okay, you have a large population of men. How do they get married if everybody's having men? So, I mean, there are parts we need to understand and be practical when we're putting some of these things in place. So, it's a no-no for me. Good idea, but criminalizing it it's going to get a lot of backlash. It goes beyond the people that are getting married. It's now involving the churches, the registry, and stuff like that. And anything that usually happens with a strong arm tactic, after a while, the people will revolt. People will protest against it. People will be creative about it. If you truly, really want to get married, both AS, and you do the test, that law is not going to stop you. And just to add, the truth is you stand the risk of alienating your people. Remember in the early 2000s when there was a campaign about HIV/AIDS. You know, the campaign was more like, this is a danger to you. However, that was when the ABC came out. Abstain, be faithful, or use a condom if you cannot. So you've catered to all groups. And of course, it reflected, and then of course, there was a government initiative to even treat individuals that were HIV positive. So you're reducing the disease burden, and at the same time, reducing the number of people that are getting infected. Well orchestrated campaigns and things like that. So I think that would have been a better approach. Tell people, oh, we're having increased sicklers. Probably people are not aware. You need to do A, B, C, D. We need to avoid this. For the people that are already sicklers, we're putting things in place to ensure that we can improve their quality of life, not criminalize or make them feel as if that's even a form of stigma.